Hello everybody. Today I am working on a sewing project. Whoa, crazy. Annika Victoria, a very nice lady who has a sewing channel on YouTube called Make Thrift Buy, has put up a challenge, and by now that challenge is probably over because my videos come up way after I make them. But today is actually like only 2 or 3 days after she put that video up. And so I haven't actually gone anywhere to see who won the challenge video, but I'm pretty sure what was in the lead when I watched it, which I watched it kind of at night on that day, at night for someone in the US, was the Pride one was winning. So I was like, well, I have been wanting some overalls, and not just any overalls, but those like booty short kind of overalls. They're super cute and I love them, but my parents would never let me buy them, obviously. Because my parents are my parents, and I thought, well, it's Pride, so I could make myself some booty short overalls in rainbow colors. But I also kind of want one in jeans, so I'm making myself a practice one right now out of jeans. And first, I took the shirt that I'm planning to wear under it, which is this cute kind of see-through-ish knitted top. The sleeves were super frayish, which I liked for a while, but they started to like actually go away, so I just hemmed them here with that. And now my mom had a pair of jeans that wore out. Her jeans are much larger sized than my booty. I'm gonna see if I can find what size it says they are. 16 long, I guess is what it says, and relaxed boot cut at the waist. That's what it Lee brand jeans. And I wear a size 8 generally, so I'm kind of half her size. So what I did was these are inside out right now. I cut them to about the length that I want them to be on me, but they're too wide. So my solution to this, which we'll see if it's a good solution or not, was I pinned the area like right where it was too large for me, and I'm going to hand sew that because I have broken 2 pins so far, and I've just been fitting it to myself. So, yeah, so I'm going to use a pretty thick needle, hopefully it won't break, and hand sew this part shut. I'm okay with the bottoms being pretty wide because the crotch area is going to just be like really sewed up pretty much. And I can't really do anything about the zipper, so it's going to just be they're gonna have zipper in them, I guess. I suppose I can put it in the back because that would be an interesting accent piece. It's just a zipper, but it won't help me take them off any faster. So first, I'm basically gonna work on trying to do the shorts part because I think that's gonna be the hardest part. I've never made shorts before. This is making shorts from a pair of pants, so it's probably a little bit easier, but I'm the kind of person that doesn't measure things like really accurately, so we'll see what happens. So I will come back when I have sewed that and then put it on and see if it broke or not. So as you can see, they are finally actually shorts. This didn't take me extremely long, but I did hand sew it, so they pretty much fit. They're a little loose. So what I did was I sewed in here where I cut it, and then I just rolled these parts up and I sewed them, well, on the line that you can see. The pockets are still here. In the front, I didn't sew the pockets in, but on the back, it went over the corners of the pockets just a little bit, and so I sewed in there. And then I also sewed, like, this part, obviously, because it was open, but it's not anymore. These pants originally were made for someone with a much larger butt than I have, though, so this part sort of all throughout here is a little bunchy, so I should probably take like darts in right here to make it less bunchy and take the sides in just a tiny bit, but I'm not exactly sure how to do that. So for now, I'm just going to start working on the top, which will begin with having a triangle coming down like that pretty much. And then from the triangle, we'll have straps coming down to here. We'll have the square like this. And then instead of having the snaps or anything up here, I'm going to have an open bit here with 2 straps here, and they're going to connect to the pants so that I can pull this top off over my head and then still use the zipper in the pants. Yeah, so I'm going to start working on that. So now I'm going to show you how I did it. So first I did the shorts, and so this is the original top of the pants. I just cut them off about here, and it was like so low that so high up on them that I had to like sew a new crotch for it. So first I made them actually fit my waistline, so I cut out a triangle shaped piece here on either side where you would if you were going to just sort of pin it and fold it over. I just cut it out here, and then I sewed it with a whip stitch, but not quite. What's that called?
Running stitch?
Yeah, I think that's what it is, a running stitch. So that would be where you pull it through like you're going to do a whip stitch, but then you take the needle and put it back through that loop and then pull it out again. So then you've got a knot, so then it's like a line of knots. And I did that.
That's not running stitch.
I don't know what that is then. So I did that on both sides, and then I sewed this up the same way, and then I did a straight stitch. I just folded up the parts that I wanted folded up here, and did a straight stitch all the way around on both sides. Through the pocket a little bit, but that's fine. Then the next thing I did was I made this. So this is the back piece. It's just a triangle. I straight stitched the hem of it all the way around, and then I did whatever the stitch we don't know what it is to attach it here. And basically what I did to do this was to make it even.
The stitch is called forward interlocking.
Forward interlocking. That. So for this I just sort of measured how tall I wanted it, and then for the pants I folded it over and tried to cut a straight line, which you can tell I didn't do very well, to make the triangle, and then I measured across here to see where the middle of it was and tried to line that with the middle of the back. So it's mostly lined up. Then here we have these straps. I did a straight stitch again here, but it's much smaller because I wanted them to have a smaller hemline. And so I hemmed those all the way around, and then I put them here to cross over in a diamond shape, so you can kind of see that on the back. Trying to make it look like original, like real overalls, what I've seen. Then for this part, which is the front bit, I cut out just a shape that looks like a good shape, and then another one that was smaller and fit inside that shape. And I hemmed them both, and then I sewed this on 3 sides. So this has been hemmed before I sewed it on. And I also attached the straps to that. And then I made these. So these are the bottom straps. They're attached here, and what I did was I did the whatever stitch we just said that I forgot what it was called.
Forward interlocking.
Forward interlocking stitch when it was inside out, and I did it across this end and down here to about here. Then I turned it right side out, and so the stitches down here are on the outside. But you can't see them because they're inside the pants. Did the same thing for this side, but after I put it on, realized it was too long, so I may fix that later, or I may just leave this here, because, you know. And then I had these buttons that I sewed on. They're these buttons because these are the only buttons that were in my sewing box. And they're also big, which is what I wanted, because I didn't want small buttons to be holding up like a whole thing. And then I did the buttonholes, which are really hard to do. Buttonholes are really hard, and I didn't realize that until I tried it. Basically for buttonholes, I just did a whip stitch around it until it felt pretty sturdy and like it wouldn't unravel. And I sewed buttons on the way that you sew buttons on. So, and that's pretty much it. This one's a little bit long, so I just pinned it down like that so that they're the same.
Okay. I'm going.
I'm sure if you were taking pictures of filming.
You asked me to film? I am filming. I might be doing some capture pose too thing. Do that ta-da again. I think I missed, your hand was coming down.